previous video. But I must say that I do now have a completely new video planned for that day. That completely new video just so happens to be this video, and that day just so happens to be today. So, for the first time ever on this channel, welcome to a special edition of the Nutshell videos. I present you with Roblox in a Nutshell 2010 to 2019 Decade Edition. If you guys are excited to see the history and updates of Roblox within the last 10 years, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe so we can get to 220,000. But now, without further ado, strap yourselves in and let's time travel back to 2010. I'd like to start off with a very honourable mention from the beginning of the decade. On the 21st of January, all the way back in 2010, a Roblox blog post was created by John Shedletsky. Roblox players raised $5,479 for the Haiti disaster relief. If you're unaware, there was a major earthquake in Haiti back in 2010 that caused approximately $8 billion worth of damage. In the blog post, a screenshot of the letter sent to the American Red Cross was attached. This includes both the check of the money raised and the letter addressing it. Dear American Red Cross, attached is a $5,479 check for the International Response Fund. This donation was collectively raised by more than 16,000 players of Roblox, an online virtual building game. The first thing I'd like to address in this letter is the fact that Roblox had just 16,000 players at that time, whereas now, as I'm sure you are all aware, Roblox not only reached 1 billion registered users, but also 100 million active users each month. And I don't think you need me to tell you how big of a difference there is between 16,000 and 100 million. The blog post then ends with a direct message to the players that raised the donation. The Roblox team is thrilled to be able to make this contribution to the efforts of the Red Cross, and we salute our very generous player base. If we fast forward ahead to April in 2010, on the very second day of this month, the Extravaganza 2010, also known as the Egg Hunt 2010, officially began. Now, this actually wasn't the first egg hunt, but it was the second. So that's basically the same thing, right? The reason I mentioned the 2010 egg hunt is mainly due to the bizarre timing on the event. Yes, it did begin on the 2nd of April, but when did it end exactly? The event ended just 2 days later on the 4th of April. Obviously, I wasn't on Roblox at the time, but it was supposedly cut short due to servers overloading with too many players for it to handle. Now, to be honest, that does sound like an incredibly nice problem to have. Although the event seemed to have ended then, it was actually just delayed. It was picked back up and started once again on the 21st of July and went on to end on the 26th of July. But I must mention that this egg hunt wasn't like the ones we have today. It was pretty much just a very small enclosed map, and all of the eggs randomly fell from the sky. If you touched an egg, that's it, you got the egg. And one of the most surprising things to me was the fact that I actually found footage from this egg hunt uploaded to YouTube a whole 10 years ago. And then during May, the first ever body package was added to Roblox, and that would be the Robloxian 2.0 package. It was originally released for 15 Robux and as a Builders Club only item. The only negative thing regarding the addition of the package is the large amount of people associating it with online datas. Moving on to 2011, the first thing to mention is that this is the year I graced Roblox with my presence. I created the Roblox account that I still use today on the 8th of July in 2011, back when I had just about turned 10 years old. I really wish I knew what made me start playing Roblox. I know I saw an ad for Roblox on a website that I was on, I just forget which website. For some reason, I seem to think it was on Happy Wheels, but I'm still pretty unsure. As well as this, during March in 2011, someone named Seth D-Sub visited the Roblox headquarters and was given 1 million Robux as part of a wish granted by Make-A-Wish, which I don't need to mention how nice it was of Roblox to help in assisting the granting of the wish that Seth had asked for. And then in June, Roblox created the option that gave players the ability to follow their friends into whatever game they were playing. That update was obviously a good idea because admittedly it's a very useful feature. And then more towards the end of 2011, the decision to make the game Sword Fight on the Heights Builders Club only was made. With this being a pretty popular game, a whole lot of people got angry about this decision and rant videos were created. It's really incredible to see whilst so much has changed, nothing really ever changes. Besides all of that stuff, Roblox released a fair amount of updates regarding groups throughout 2011, but nothing too exciting. Moving on to the year 2012, the whole Roblox website got redesigned, and in a pretty big way. The way the website looked in 2012 is probably one of the most memorable for me, and absolutely one of my favourite website designs during the older years of Roblox. This is also the year the man and the woman packages were created and added to Roblox, but not as the starter characters. They were both originally added as 75 Robux, but later got reduced to 25 Robux. And I still remember buying the man package for 25 Robux back in 2012. It's apparent that both of the packages were met with a lot of criticism the second they were introduced, but I honestly did not notice because this was the time when I wasn't so invested in all of that stuff. Next thing to mention would be game passes. You see, game passes haven't always been a thing that Roblox has. In fact, it wasn't until September of 2012 that they were created and added. Before game passes, we would have to buy things known as VIP t-shirts. If you look at my t-shirts inventory just once, you can see I have so many VIP t-shirts, and a good example of what they were would be the Catalog Heaven Elite VIP. By owning and wearing this t-shirt in the Catalog Heaven game, you got things like 50% more health and an epic gold hammer, so much more complicated than game passes, but that's why they were created. And finally, hopping on back over to the numbers side of things, Roblox had 100,000 players all playing at the same time. No, not in a single game, but across the whole entire platform, which is insane considering the front page now has an average of maybe 80,000 players per game, with the top currently having over 300,000 players. I wasn't sure if I should mention this, but I feel like it would be right to do so. In February of 2013, this is when the co-founder of Roblox, Eric Castle, sadly passed away. Although I would like to say that I'm sure he would be so incredibly proud of what Roblox has achieved today. The next day, the well-worn hat in the catalogue was renamed to Eric Castle's hat in honour of the man himself. Going on down to March, the Egg Hunt 2013 began on the 26th. I mentioned this one specifically because it is personally my favourite egg hunt of all time. I feel like it's such a cliche thing right now to be like, oh yeah, old Roblox is the best or something like that, but this egg hunt is truly my favourite of them all. I think one of the biggest things I remember happening during 2013 would be the addition of the price floor. So basically for the longest time you could sell clothing on Roblox for literally any price, from 1 ticks all the way to whatever you wanted. The price floor being added made it so the minimum was 10 Robux or 100 ticks and a maximum of 25 Robux or 300 ticks. Although the first time I changed my Roblox username was in 2015, the ability to change your username for a price of 1,000 Robux was added in October of 2013. Other than this, nothing too interesting happened throughout the year. One of the first things to happen during 2014 was players getting the ability to upload audio to Roblox that was up to 2 minutes long, and making this the third egg hunt to be mentioned in this video. The 2014 egg hunt was the second to be closed due to bugs and glitches, except this time it was reopened after a few days and not a few months. 2014 also saw the addition of player points, and I remember these being ultimately useless. They are described as an unusable currency on Roblox, generally intended to display skill. I remember back when they were added, the amount you had was displayed on your Roblox profile, but now they are quite literally nowhere to be seen, with them being completely removed in 2017. It's beyond me why it took them around 3 years to remove them, because like I said, they were pretty much useless. For the first time in a while, Roblox created a loading screen for games that was drastically different to the previous ones, except not too many people remember this one because it was actually removed just 12 hours later, perhaps because of the negative feedback. Like I said previously, nothing ever truly changes. We've been complaining about them Roblox updates for the whole entire decade. I'm gonna start off 2015 in the same way I started 2011, talking about myself. On the 4th of August in 2015, the Chloe Games channel was officially born. I previously had so many different channels that I just never stuck with, but it's crazy to now think I've been running this current channel for coming up to 5 years. I started it when I was 14 and not once did I ever think it would come this far, so thank you. 2015 saw the addition of the friends and followers update. There was a time before the 200 friend limit was added where you could literally have as many friends as you wanted. You wanted 1 friend? Cool, that's fine. You wanted 1,000 friends? Also cool, go for it. But this update introduced the 200 friend limit as well as removed the best friends feature. The people you set as best friends remained as friends on your account, but all of your normal friends got converted into followers. During the middle of 2015, Roblox decided it would be best if they removed the lifetime option from Builders Club. I believe the reason is unconfirmed, but my only guess would either be not many people bought it or too many people bought it, causing them to lose money. The start of 2016 is the time when Roblox came up with the idea for R15 and then began beta testing it around a week later. It was around a similar time when the ability to add an underscore to your username was added back. It was originally removed in 2007, then re-added in 2016, and you can still do this today. About a month later is when the announcement of removal of tickets was sadly put out. This announcement was towards the end of March, so naturally everyone began to think it was just an April Fool's joke. That was until the 14th of April when the removal of tickets actually happened. I still don't understand how it's been almost 4 years since that took place. But anyway, April 2016 is also when Roblox celebrated their 10th anniversary. And a few months later, I believe the first ever Roblox developer conference took place. And then we have September, the R15 beta testing had ended and R15 was released to the public for anyone to use. Moving towards the end of 2016, Natural Disaster Survival became the first ever Roblox game to reach 1 million favourites. And this is also around the time when hats became known as accessories and the first ever face accessory was created and released. And then comments were removed from all the games, and that's just about all the notable things from 2016. January of 2017 is when the Roblox logo dramatically changed for the first time in a while. I do remember hating this change when it first happened, but just like pretty much everything else, I ended up getting used to it and now I even think I prefer it. I believe this is also the first time Roblox hinted at the upcoming arrival of Roblox toys, although it did appear to be an accident, with them just uploading hats with the descriptions mentioning the redeeming of Roblox toy codes. In April of 2017, the game Jailbreak was officially released to the public in the state of beta. And if we visit the front page of games, even today, Jailbreak is up there with a considerably high amount of consistent players. At the start of May in 2017, Quackity decided to raid the forums on Roblox with the intent to get revenge for his ban. This resulted in Roblox allowing only 2-year-old accounts being able to post on the forums, although they did remove that limit a couple of days later. And then at the start of June, Quackity did the same thing and raided the forums again, so Roblox temporarily removed access from every single player. This was before December when Roblox announced they would be removing forums for good. It was confirmed that the removal was due to a toxic environment, the amount of raids, and the forums being abused. And October 2017 saw yet another sad removal, and this time it would be guests. Although in November, Roblox accidentally re-added guests, momentarily giving everyone false hope before they got removed again the next day. The very first thing to happen in 2018 was Meep City becoming the first ever Roblox game to reach a whole 1 billion visits, as well as Jailbreak then becoming the second ever game to reach 1 billion visits and the first game to reach 1 billion in under a year. Shortly after this is when the Ready Player One Roblox event officially began. I still remember everyone becoming very frustrated with trying to find the first key and all of the theories that were brought up. It ended up being the copper key was in Jailbreak, the jade key was in Phantom Forces, and the crystal key was in Hexaria. There is so much to go into with this event, but long story short, it was incredibly difficult and annoying. But overall, I do admire the amount of work and effort that went into creating it, and I do wish we had more big events like that. Oh, and Roku ended up being the beginner and the only owner of the Dominus Venari. After this is when Pokemon Brick Bronze got deleted from Roblox due to a copyright notice from Nintendo themselves. Then May 2018 was when the United Arab Emirates deemed Roblox inappropriate and damaging to children's health and banned it from the entire country. Petitions were obviously created, but I still think it's banned to this day. A month later in June is when Roblox created the Star program for the Roblox Video Stars. Everyone in that got a free exclusive hat, Outrageous Builders Club, and a star next to their names to begin with. That same month was when Roblox had every copyrighted audio deleted from the audio library. Obviously Roblox refunded everyone who had paid to create an audio if it got deleted because of this, but there was a glitch in the refunding system which caused some people to get refunded funded twice by accident, which then caused the automatic moderation system to terminate thousands of accounts. Similar to Pokemon Brick Bronze, Project Pokemon and multiple other Pokemon games also got deleted due to copyright, and 2018 was also the year when the Roblox logo became emo, as it was described by many people. A whole lot of theories regarding that came up, but it was later revealed that Roblox were just trying to back down from the spotlight and give it to the developers. And then at the end of 2018, the first ever Arthur package was officially released to the catalogue. It got then, and still gets today, way more criticism and negativity than it should. This year was an incredibly interesting one with a lot of highs and a lot of lows. I do believe it was an amazing year for Roblox in terms of growth and updates overall. However, they did still make some questionable decisions. I did make a whole separate video for Roblox in a Nutshell 2019, so if you would like to watch that, then please feel free. This video was definitely a long one, wasn't it? I kind of expected it to be because we did have to go through 10 whole years, to be fair, but I put a whole lot of work, time and effort into this video. Researching usually takes a lot of time and dedication no matter what, but even more so when you are researching for an entire decade. So I really do hope you liked watching this video as much as I did making it. There is absolutely going to be so many things that I missed out in this video, but that's just so it didn't end up being an hour long. But with that being said, I really do hope you guys had an incredible decade, just like Roblox obviously did. After going through some ups and some downs, it's really nice to see how far we've all come as a community and Roblox as a platform, and I really cannot wait to enter this new decade with every single one of you. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this Roblox decade. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in next year. I'm so sorry, I had to make the joke.